Okay, so a pleasant day, everyone. I am Jan Lloyd A. Malon, the first resource speaker of this group, and today our topic is all about the using presentation and teaching language skills. We all know for a fact that language it is a means of communication, right? This is what we are trying or this is what we are using in order for us to communicate with other people and then expressing our ideas, right? Now, in acquiring a language or in teaching a language, there should be a presentation. So, what is presentation in the first place? So, a presentation is a means of communication where information, ideas, or a topic is conveyed to an audience. It often involves spoken words, visual aids like slides, and may occur in various settings such as business meetings, academic lectures, or public events. Right? So, what is the example of presentation? So, are you aware of a Canva, a Google Slide, where it is available where we can use that in order to facilitate the teaching or as well as the learning of the students, right? So, why is it important? Or why presentations are important. First, they allow effective communication of ideas, information, or messages to an audience. Presentations help organizing thoughts and presenting them in a clear and structured manner, aiding understanding. Overall, presentations are a versatile and impactful communication tool in both professional and educational contexts. So, presentations are important because it allows teachers and students to learn effectively and conveniently. And using a presentation, it will bring the lesson or it will broaden the scope of the lesson, allowing us, or again, allowing us to gain a deeper understanding in an easy way of teaching and learning. So furthermore, presentations allow language learners to experience a world of real language environment and opportunity in language courses. Like for example, Filipino, English, mother tongue, and foreign language. For instance, presentation software applicants allow language learners to first is present their language reports with audio, visual images, and animations. So as a language learners, pwede di ay ta mag-use og mga audiovisual presentations na may mga available software that we can use, diba? Like for example, SlideShare or a Canva where we can edit our kunang output or our presentation na pwede tang i-assist para mas convenient ang atong pag-deliver in front of the class. Right? So, second thing is develop and present their group projects using real-world visual presentations. Same thought lang siya, ina-allow ta, gina-encourage ta as language learners to use a technological tools or there's a lot of technological tools out there that we can use to facilitate our learning or to facilitate the teaching. The third one is present charts, tables, graphics, charts, and others that are useful to facilitate students' understanding of any language concepts. Like for example, if si teacher dili lang siya mag-rely kung what is the traditional like using kanang mga visual aids, mga visual aids like mga mag-write siya sa Manila paper nga na god. So si teacher, since we are in the 21st century na where na-enjoy ka ng kumbaga nag-evolve na ang method sa teaching. So there are existing technological tools like charts, tables, graphics na pwede na to siyang i-integrate sa classroom para mas deeply understand sa students ang ang lesson if you are going to teach a certain language. So the fourth one is show data stored in graphic organizers that cannot be fully presented by a printed material. So, examples of mga printed material like books, certainly books. 'Di ba? Dili man naay mga lesson or if naay mga lesson na dili siya solely kayang i-facilitate sa through using printed material. So in order for us to be able to bring the lesson effectively, we can use graphic organizers like for example concept map, Venn diagram, so we can use them or we can integrate them as well para mas magiging para mas effective or mas productive ang ato ang teaching sa certain language. Okay, so develop digital stories or storybooks. So like for example, if you are going to teach literature, and if you want them to kumbaga to watch a story, 'di ba? Like ang traditional way is mag-storytelling ta wherein natay handouts. Yung story na to sa to ang students ang about sa story itself. So since naano tayo mga modern method sa pag-teach or pag-storytelling, we can introduce a video. We can present a video sa ato ang students wherein we will allow them to watch the video, and in that way mas mas ma-visualize or kay nakita nila ang actions on how is it done and nga god. So mas ma-understand sa atong students ang story.
Good day, everyone. I am Christian T. Marandante. I am the resource speaker number 2 of Group 3. So, the integration of presentation, applications to language, teaching, and learning is very beneficial in developing the students for language skills. In their study, Skolnick and Co. 1999 were able to present how presentation software activities the 4 macro skills. So first is reading. So reading in our courses, students first read some of the academic articles on a topic of their choice, knowing that they will have to present their conclusion in class. They analyze the articles critically, compare and contrast the ideas presented, synthesize and evaluate. So, how important is reading? So, reading has many benefits for students, from inspiring the imagination to improving academic abilities. When students embrace the importance of reading, they can reach their full potential. Active reading becomes widespread throughout childhood development and even in adulthood. Reading comprehension is essential for language and literature, as well as developing a student's critical thinking and memory skills, focus, and their ability to solve problems, all necessary for every kind of students or professional. So the next is writing. When they get into the habit of writing, inspired by their reading, it enhances their ability to put across their thoughts, which is also important skills when it comes to speaking. Hence, a combination of these 3 forms of communication evolves students in a wholesome way. Writing is important for tracking your thoughts. Both reading and writing are essential parts of communication. Without knowing proper grammar, punctuation, sentence structure, and spelling, it will be hard to even send a simple email. So, writing, when composing slides, students have to condense the information they have gathered to present only the main point. In this type of minimalistic writing, key concepts and words have to be retained, while the chaff is discarded. This information reduction process is in itself a difficult but very profitable language task. So the next is speaking. Public speaking not only takes away anxiety and nervousness, but also boosts self-esteem and builds up confidence levels. It is important for students because these values are respected and desired as a part of workplace skills and are certain to augment their career paths as they progress in life. Speaking is the important skill which is used in daily life communication to convey information, and its primary purpose is to establish and maintain social relations. So, the material that students have read, organized, and summarized has to be presented orally to convey a clear message to an audience of peers, just as they would in a purely and presentation. Students have to rehearse the pronunciation of difficult words, time themselves, and make sure that they have all the English lexicon needed for their speech. So lastly is listening skills. So listening skills are essential for students' academic success in school. They contribute to effective learning, a classroom engagement, and academic performance. By actively listening, students can comprehend and retain information, actively participate in class discussions, and achieve higher grades. Listening enhances your ability to understand better and make you a better communicator. It also makes the experience of speaking to you more enjoyable and to other people. So, the class listens to the oral presentation. Listening to a non-native speaker is not easy, and visual elements facilitate comprehensions. We give the listeners a task requiring them to write down 3 facts that they have learned about the subject and 1 question to ask the speakers at the end of the presentation. When listening for a purpose, the listening is focused, thus perhaps made easier. That's all. Thank you.
So good afternoon everyone, my name is Chinchan Pantig and I am the resource speaker number 2. My topic is all about basic instructional design and preparing presentation. And first is setting up the presentation class. It is not enough to simply tell students to go and do presentation. So setting up presentation class involve imparting essential skills like mastering eye contact and organizing content, connecting with the audience, utilizing effective body language, managing time efficiently, and constructing impactful PowerPoint presentation. So providing the guidance on this aspect ensures students develop a well-rounded set of presentation skills. So the second one is the organization of the presentation. Proper organization of information is one of the most important competency that must be developed among students. So emphasizing the importance of proper information, organization, and organization is crucial. Students should grasp the general structures of a presentation before diving into its development. This includes establishing a clear introduction, a well organized body, and concise conclusion to effectively convey their message. The third one is presentation skills. It's developing oral presentation is important. Is very important to consider in developing a presentation. To spread time to consider the macro and micro skills. So, developing oral presentation skills involve both macro and micro. Micro level consideration. Macro skills encompass overall structure, content organization, and effective use of visual aids. On the micro levels, specific language items and grammar play a crucial role ensuring clarity and coherence and communication. These skills not only contribute to success in class presentation, but also have broader application in various spoken English contexts, enhancing overall language proficiency. And the fourth one is the use of visual aids. Visual aids are an important part of presentation because they provide support for both speakers and listeners during the presentation. So, visual aids serve an invaluable tools in oral presentation. They enhance comprehension by providing additional details, aiding the audience in grasping the presented information. Visual aids act as a focal point, reinforcing the message for both the audience and the presenter. Whether through slides, graphs, or other visuals, so they contribute to a more engaging and effective communication experiences. And the last one is performing self-reflection. The final stage of each oral presentation involves students writing a self-reflection in their presentation. So the incorporation of a Reflection is the final stage of the oral presentation. Is beneficial on multiple fronts. It's only hands writing skills, but also cultivates the valuable ability for students to reflect on their own performance. So this introspective practice contributes to continuous improvement, fostering a deeper understanding of strengths and areas for development of both oral communication and self-evaluation. And that's all. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Adrian Mintal, your resource speaker number 4 for today's discussion. And I will be discuss the essential ideas that teachers may consider when employing spreadsheet. First is reinforced learning activities, scientific and mathematical languages that are also relevant in language learning. So, using spreadsheet can be more collaborative and can help students to learn not only for scientific and mathematical terms but also learning the language itself. The second is add well-designed charts and tables to report to enhance students' nonverbal reading skills. So, well-designed charts and tables to report can enhance the students' skills in nonverbal reacting skills. Like they can analyze data by looking the charts or table. Students learn more, they participate in the process of learning, whether through discussions, practice, review, or application. So the third is all students to create their own charts, graphs, tables, and the like to develop and enhance their language and spatial skills. By with this, they can improve their skills in creating and applying spread skills because in the near future, they have a skills that we need to compile data to make process easier. The fourth is give students to completed charts and see it. They can reconstruct underlying worksheet. So, as spreadsheets applications improve their learning by analyze data and connect it by the chart. And from that, it is easier for them in making it more organized, easier to analyze, and more visually appealing. The last one is required that the language reports and research paper contain some types of charts to help support their findings. So, it can be used to keep track of financial data and as a way to keep track various kinds of data.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Level of Nation, the fifth resource speaker of this group. So now I am going to discuss the continuation of report of Mr. Mintal. 6. Let students explore websites that have table presentation for language teaching and let them discuss how these were used to facilitate the acquisitions of language competencies. So this means that students should be given the opportunity to explore websites that use tables or grid-like presentation for teaching language. So they should then discuss and analyze how these websites effectively help them to improve their language skills and abilities. 7. Let the students for charts in language learning materials like textbooks, workbooks, and others and discuss why these were used. So charts in language learning materials serves multiple purposes, including visual organization, simplified comparisons, progress tracking, vocabulary organization, language structures, cultural informations, and providing references. So they enhance the learning experience by presenting information in a concise, structured, and visually engaging format. 8. Teach the language and principles of financial literacy and management, as it is also important to learn these concepts in the context of purposive communications and life skills. So to teach the language and principles of financial literacy and management means to educate individuals about the vocabulary, concepts, and basic principles related to finance and how to effectively manage one's financial resources. So, however, learning these concepts in the context of purposive communication and life skills means understanding how to effectively apply these financial principles in real life situation and effectively communicate about financial topics with a specific purpose in mind. 9. Explain numerical concepts by showing the relationships between numbers and their concrete representation in charts and graphs. So, when we talk about numerical concepts, we are referring to the understanding and interpretations of numbers. So, charts and graphs are visual tools used to represent numerical data in concrete and organized manner. So, by showing the relationship between numbers and their concrete representation in charts and graphs, we can better understand and analyze numerical concepts. So charts and graphs enable us to identify patterns, make predictions, draw conclusions, and support decisions based on the numerical information being depicted. The use of charts and graphs in relations to numerical concepts helps to visually represent and understand the relationship between numbers, thus enhancing our ability to comprehend and analyze numerical data. 10. Demonstrate how spreadsheets are useful in preparing assessment and evaluation tools. So spreadsheets are incredibly useful in preparing assessment and evaluation tools due to their ability to organize and manipulate large amounts of data. Using spreadsheets for preparing assessment and evaluation tools means leveraging the software's capabilities to efficiently collect, organize, calculate, analyze, and present data. So spreadsheets streamline the process, minimize errors, provide flexibility, and enable customizations for specific assessments or evaluation needs. And that would be all. Thank you.